Alright, Fort Hood massacre. Been hearing a lot about this on the news lately. God, it's annoying me. It's pissing me off so bad. Okay, I just can't stand these politicians, these guys on TV that are standing there and they're just talking like, oh, well, we don't want to, call this a terrorist attack right off the bat. We need a little more information. I mean, I don't understand what these guys need. Does this guy need Bin Laden to personally call him up and say, yeah, well, we're kind of happy this happened, and yes, we orchestrated attack. Does the guy need to wear an Al-Qaeda t-shirt while he's doing the shooting? I mean, the guy screamed, Allah Akbar, before he unloaded on all these poor soldiers that were standing there that had no idea this was coming, okay? The guy went to the same mosque and talked to the same guy that two of the 9/11 hijackers went to and talked to this guy, okay? He has been emailing back and forth for the last 6 months with an American that escaped America, took off, lives in Yemen now, has Al-Qaeda connections, and after the shooting, like within the same day, releases a video saying that the guy is a great man and this is a great thing for jihad and blah blah blah. The guy has been emailing this person who is in Yemen, who is definitely connected with Al-Qaeda. This is a terrorist attack. Or not even, it's not even a terrorist attack. It's an act of war. It's a military attack. These soldiers were being shipped off to either Iraq or Afghanistan, I'm not completely sure which one, in a few days, and this guy shot them up after screaming Allah Akbar. The guy is a terrorist. The guy meant to do this. The guy knew exactly what he was doing. He's probably been in the military only for this reason, or maybe something worse. I mean, I think, honestly, he was probably here as some sort of sleeper cell or was going to do something way much worse and was probably close to getting caught. I mean, the FBI knew about this guy. They were investigating him and they decided not to go further with it. I mean, he probably knew he was only a matter of time till he got caught, so he went and did this thing so he could at least do something for the movement, I guess. Okay, and it pisses me off. Like, let's get over all this stuff. Forget about talking about, oh, well, we're worried about the Muslims in the army, blah, blah, blah. Well, Muslims in the army that aren't terrorists don't have anything to worry about, okay? I mean, forget about it. Anyways, oh God, that pisses me off. Alright, so what else is going on here? Okay, another thing, we got 4 of the 9/11 planners are going to be shipped from Guantanamo, I guess, and are going to face trial in New York. Now, I'm a big Obama fan, but I don't really agree with this move. And the reason why is, no, don't get me wrong, I hate Guantanamo. I hate that we torture people there. I hate that there's been innocent people there that had nothing to do with the war on terror and that they've been there for years. I hate how people are there without any trial and they don't tell us why they're there, and it's in this stupid place where international law doesn't really apply to us and all that. I can't stand it. Okay, but there's got to be something else to do. And the reason why is these guys are not common criminals, okay? They're not like people who are citizens of our countries that go and commit a crime and deserve to be in a normal court situation where they're going to get a normal sentence as if they were somebody that just went and, robbed an old lady's purse or held up a bank. No, these guys are insurgents. These guys are cold, calculating military commanders that pulled off a completely militarily active war against our country and should be held as POWs, prisoners of war, because that's what they are, and they should be charged as prisoners of war. Now, I mean, they put, they sentenced, 3,000 people almost to death. They're probably going to get the death penalty, and they deserve the death penalty, okay? They got caught. Okay, and they have admitted to it. I mean, whether it was under torture or not, I mean, we all know Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was the mastermind of this attack. It's terrible that he's been tortured. It was stupid, because now their defense in this civilian court is going to enable them to say that all the things that they said was under duress, was under torture. So all these morons that decided to do this so-called waterboarding that they say isn't torture have given these guys a defense. And now they're going to be in America with this defense. And I mean, who knows what's going to happen, okay? But, I mean, I'm not saying there's a chance they're going to get off, but I don't know. It's just ridiculous. So, okay, so these guys should be charged as prisoners of war in a military tribunal, military court, not in New York, okay? Wherever we do the military things, or wherever America does these military things, that's where they should be, okay? Not in Guantanamo, but not in New York. They got to figure something else out. But they're not going to. I mean, these guys are going to come here. They're going to be 15 miles away from the World Trade Center bombing site, and it's going to be a media circus. It's going to be ridiculous, okay? These guys are probably going to make statements, and it's only going to help their cause, okay? They're going to look like martyrs, and all the terrorists and the Al-Qaeda organization are going to say, look at these people, like, look at what they do to our people, just like the blind sheikh and everything, and it's going to be a rallying point for these Muslim extremists. It's so stupid. Anyways, so what else is going on? Obama's in China. I heard today that they were talking about something about Russian weapons and stuff like that. That's so scary. I mean, Russia has gone so backwards in the last few years. I mean, I'm really worried about it. I'm worried that, you know, somewhere down the road in a decade or so, we're going to have another Cold War. I mean, Putin was supposed to not be in power anymore, okay? He's not the president. He had been there for a long time. He couldn't run again. But then he somehow slipped into the prime minister's position, and he's still calling the shots there. You know, that journalist that was murdered in London with the nuclear plutonium stuff and all kinds of other things the Russians have been doing. Very worrisome. It's a bit of America's fault. They pushed them a little bit, especially the Bush administration, with that whole wanting to put weapons in the, or whatever, missile defense system around their country. I mean, that would be like, you know, in 1961 when the Russians wanted to put nuclear weapons in Cuba. I mean, it's a very provocative thing, so it's half our fault, but Russia's very scary at the moment. I mean, I'm not saying they're going back to communism, but they might be sliding back to some sort of authoritarian government, some sort of dictatorship, if you will. So that's that. What else is going on today? There's still attacks in Pakistan happening daily now. What's going to happen in Pakistan? Are we going to like have to invade Pakistan eventually here? I mean, this is a nuclear armed country with a Taliban insurgency that aren't Afghans anymore. These are Pakistani Taliban. I mean, there's basically a civil war there. You have the moderate Islamic government versus the Islamic extremists. Okay? The area they live in, the federally administered tribal areas, FATA, has never been quelled. It's always been a problem. Okay? So now they're in there and they're trying to fight these guys. It's not going to work. They're going to probably lose. And are we going to see one day a revolution happen in Pakistan where Islamic extremists take over the government and now they have nuclear weapons? I mean, what are we going to let this happen? I mean, I know Americans are going over there with their little stupid robot airplanes and shooting missiles and killing one or two people, and usually they end up just killing mostly civilians. It's ridiculous. But I mean, are we going to have to invade Pakistan one day? I mean, I hope not, because that'll be a disaster. Pakistan is a very, very dangerous country. They have a very large army. They have nuclear weapons. I mean, it won't be a cakewalk. I mean, we went into Iraq and we turned it into a complete disaster, and it was the easiest war in the world. I mean, Saddam's army was garbage. So I really hope that doesn't have to happen, because Afghanistan's going to hell anyways as well. But I don't know, man. The government is just pissing me off these days. I mean, there's so many stupid things going on. Anyways, that's it.